All right. Yes, I believe it's recording.
Okay, cool.
All right. I love having them next door. They're so funny.
Good.
All right, so this is mini observation 2 post-conference with Ms. Gallardo. So thank you so much for coming in, Ms. Gallardo. I do have the script like we always do.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I can't print a second copy, so we're going to have to share a copy of the script.
Fine.
But I know you've seen it. So for the lesson that I came into, I'm just going to jump right in. I want to first give you kudos because you incorporated a short text, which was feedback from the previous observation, and the text that you incorporated actually used the vocabulary that you guys were going over for the day, which was proximate versus ultimate. And am I saying those right?
Yes, you are.
Okay, just want to make sure because I'm not a science teacher.
It's okay.
So I appreciated the fact that the kids actually got to read that silently, and that you also did have them, after they read it, then you went to using multimedia to review that same vocabulary.
Yes.
Things to think about in terms of that. I want you to continue that because I think you did a great job with that. But one of the things I do want you to think about is perhaps having kids do turning talks.
Okay.
So they're interacting with the text. You had them watch the multimedia that illustrated the text. What if they had a turn and talk about what they had just read, then watch the illustration of the same vocabulary?
Yeah, so I always had that called like a think, pair, share. Like, like that kind of idea. Like you can think about it on your own, chat with your neighbor about it, and then share out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah.
So just maybe that would be a good place to think about incorporating something like that.
Yep.
One of the things that we've been talking a lot about, even from the previous observation, is wait time.
I know.
And so when I first started coming in, the wait time was about 2 seconds.
Yep.
You are up to a good 8 seconds, 8 to 10 seconds.
Yeah.
On average.
Yeah.
I want to push you to get that wait time to at least 20
I'm trying.
seconds.
Yes, I'm really trying to be really, reflective of that and really think about it. And it's hard for me, but I am working.
Okay.
Yes, and it makes a difference. Like they talk more, they say more, they get more involved with each other when I give them a minute to do it.
Yes.
I just need to keep breathing and focusing on that. I just get excited.
I know you get excited.
I know.
It comes across in a great way when you're presenting the lesson. I was thinking, like, how can we help her with that? So I was thinking we could get you like a little timer that will beep quietly just for you.
Yeah.
So you'll know that, or even maybe set the computer. I don't know. I don't know.
I know. But also, like, have you seen those fidget cubes?
Oh yeah, I've seen them, but I don't have one.
I don't have one yet either, but like I have a couple of students that have them, and they keep them in a pocket, so when they need a moment, they can do that. And I was thinking that maybe I should have one of those, and then like I have to spin it 10 times before I can talk, or I have to do this something before I can, and it just gives me something physical.
Okay.
Because whenever I do interviews and things like that, I have to keep a paperclip in my pocket.
Okay.
So that I pay attention to that, and it makes me breathe.
Okay.
And stop. And so I was thinking that maybe if I got a cube or something that I could play with for a minute and kind of deal with some of the excited energy that I get with them, and I could make myself do something with that for a little while before I then say, okay, who's got an answer?
I think that is an awesome idea, and I'm glad that we were able to sort of talk that out, and that you were able to think through how you can help that. And
because you really have made me really work on that this year, and I'm trying really hard.
I do see an improvement, but I do want to keep pushing you.
Right.
And so when I come back in next time, what I'll probably do is have I'm getting into technology, so I'm getting, what do you call those little watches that Apple makes?
The iWatch? Yeah, one of those. Nice.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it notify me, like after a question, I'm going to time you and see how long you wait. Okay. So I will have an accurate rendering between questions when you ask the question on the wait time thing.
Okay.
And I'm excited about it because of the technology and also because I know you can do it.
Okay. All right, we'll get there. Okay.
All right. So the only other thing I want to talk a little bit about is the questioning.
Yes.
You asked some awesome questions, and I want to sort of throw some of those back out there at you. You said, what are the males trying to get? Which was a great question. And one of the students, the answer was from the student, the winner of the fight gets the female lions. And then that's when you said, well, that's how the lion pride works. So that's a great example of you asked in a good question. You waited about 8 to 10 seconds here, and a kid answered. Nice. I think that had you waited the 20 seconds, I think you would have gotten more student answers there. So that's an example from the script that sort of highlights that. Another question you said was, what does the individual get versus what does the species get, which is again a very high level question. But right after that, it's mostly T's, and again that goes back to that wait time.
Not waiting for that.
So I know you probably hear my theme, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse. So when I come back in, the two things we're going to do, we're going to keep moving forward on that. I'm going to keep looking at the questioning. If the questions are fine, I'm just going to be looking.
Well, and if I give them, and if I do give them that second to talk to each other,
yes,
then that'll make me wait longer too.
Yes, so you'll have the. I'm going to look for the fidget cube because sometimes I think I need one too.
I know.
I'm such a talker, and so I need to work on that too. Although it never occurred to me to get something physical. The paper clip won't work for me because I'll break the paper clip. But a fidget cube is for people who can't be still, so maybe that will help both of us. So maybe that's something we both can try.
We should
so we have three things that we're talking about incorporating. A fidget cube for you so that it'll help you with your wait time.
Yeah.
Incorporation of, you're calling a think, pair, share, which is fine. I'm calling it a turn and talk. It's the same idea. And then finally, just again, trying to get that wait time up to about 20 seconds.
Okay.
And continue to incorporate the text for words and context.
Yeah.
You are doing an awesome job with that.
Thank you.
So, other than that, I do want to set up our next time, but I want to pause and actually model what I just told you to do, because I do the same thing. Is there anything that you want to talk about? Any questions that you have before we set the next date?
No.
And it's okay if there's not. I just want to make sure.
Right now, I think I'm good. Yeah.
And I know kids just took SAT yesterday.
Yeah,
so
we're both a little, and we've got to get through spring break, and I'm just trying to think about where we're gonna fit. We may have to do freshman instead of AP, just depending on what's happening next and when we can do. But that's okay too. So.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about next steps in terms of moving forward. Before, we have been talking a lot about SAT prep and command of evidence and words and context. Now that SAT is done, we're going to see the fruits of our labor.
Right, yeah, but I can still keep doing all of that with the freshmen because they're obviously not there yet. So, yeah. So,
which is nice for
that
us.
doesn't stop, so.
Exactly. And then the nice thing about it is, that the freshmen are eventually going to have to take, because they're doing PSAT 8, 9, and 10 at this point, and our kids just did PSAT 9 and 10. So just know that it's something that we as a school want to be aware of. So I just want to make sure you guys are thinking about it, and I know your department is.
Yes, yeah.
So let me know how the freshmen are doing with the same type strategies that we've been talking about.
Right.
I will want to see you again right after break, probably the Wednesday after break. I'll send you a reminder email.
Okay.
If that date isn't a date where I'm going to be able to come in and see content, just tell me, and then we'll alter it on the calendar.
Yeah.
But I want to get back to seeing everybody on the team once a week.
Right. Yeah. No, we should be able to. We've got the freshmen are doing their ISB test that day.
They're doing ISB? Okay.
That State of Illinois science test is going to be that day. And so that might be, if we're going to do Wednesday, then AP would be better. If we're going to do Friday, then it might be the reverse.
Okay.
So we'll just have to
let's just
chat. Yeah, we'll chat on Monday when we get back, or we can email a little bit over break.
Yeah,
Let's
just chat on Monday when we get back. We both need to actually take a break
and think about this and figure it out. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna do that.
I think we're good.
I think we're good.
All right.
We're good. We're getting there. Thank you.
How's your arm doing?
I go back to the doctor tomorrow. I think it comes off tomorrow.
Because you got the whole little Miss America.
And it's I know it just sometimes it's still more comfortable just to keep it up.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
Because I wonder if it's hurting her.
A little bit still. I'm getting a little scared about taking it off too. Like what's it? Because is it gonna hurt again?
It might be sore, but I don't think it'll hurt again. Honestly, like you're gonna it'll be discolored. So prepare.
But no, it's skinny.
Really?
Where else can I put a cast?
If that's the case, I need a
full where else can I put a cast?
Look, can I get one just around the center?
Right about here.
Right about everything
here.
Else. You can
you're good, but right about here.
Yeah. When you take a picture of it so I can see that when you come back. Oh my God, Galata, you always make me laugh.
I know.
It's always a pleasure. I've been having a blast working with
Me
science.
too. Thank you. This has been great.
And the kids are having a blast.
Yes.
On our last practice at SAT, 18% of them got to where I wanted them to go.
Did they really?
And we purposely picked the kids
that were
low.
They needed it. Yeah.
And they needed the support. So
yeah,
it's working.
It's working.
So what we're doing is working.
Good. Good.
We're-
Well, I'll
and
make
I
sure
think-
that I share that with the rest
And
of the
I'm pretty
department.
sure that by the end of the year, we're actually going to hit more than 20% of those kids are going to be proficient for command of evidence and words in context, which
That would
is
be amazing.
huge.
That'd be amazing.
So I'm hoping that we'll see evidence of that as well, not just with the practice tests they've been taking with me,
But also with the
Right.
actual PSAT.
and I think we should. And you know what's so funny to me? When the kids were taking SAT, when the kid was on a break, I heard him say, okay, I think that was a command of evidence question. I was so proud. I was like, I was worse than, you know how you have a child do something?
Yes, and you're like,
It ain't even my biological child, but when I heard him say, I'm pretty sure that at least 4 of those last eight questions was command of evidence, I was like, score! Yes! And I went over to him and I said, you know what, you probably should get some water, during your break. Make sure you hurry up and go to the bathroom and get back to your testing room, okay?
Okay.
And he's
go.
like, okay, Miss Horton.
I got it.
I was so happy.
Go.
Like, go forth and continue to test.
Oh,
my
God.
And people kept wondering yesterday, why are you so freaking happy? I said, because they remember.
They're learning.
They remember.
We're doing stuff. Okay.
And I almost hugged that kid.
I know.
Literally. I was
I know.
just like,
I knew what he just. I know.
I had to say something to him, but you can't talk to him.
I know
You
about
can't-
this stuff. You can't.
So
I know
you
they're
have
not
to-
supposed to talk about the questions and all that. So you're like, okay, just go and do well.
Yes.
That's
And so he
hysterical.
just laughed at me. He's like, Miss Horton, everything. I'm like, you
I'm
are
good.
awesome.
I'm good.
Just keep being awesome.
Okay. All right. I
Right,
gotta get
go.
to class. Thank you.
Enjoy. I'll see you
Yes,
later.
We'll see you later. Good stuff. All right.
You are awesome.